This is Ice Cream Gecko, and in today's video we are going to take a look at the Burger King King's Beef Sandwich. I bought this at my local Burger King for €8.79, and today we are going to take a very close look at this together. I waited for quite a bit of time, so I do hope that for the weight and the price we get a proper sandwich. We've got a carton box here, we've got another little fancy thing that it is enclosed in somewhat. We see some rucola, we see some cheese, and we see some cheese on the on the carton as well. So I didn't do the proper preparation for this. I wanted to get the chicken Louisiana sandwich, but they didn't have that, so I had to get something else, and therefore I didn't write down anything in that regard. So we are going to, oh no, the app is acting up. We are going to take a look at the app and read along, and I will translate live what this is all about, or at least what they say this is all about. Okay, we've got the King's beef with 150 gram of flame grilled beef, crunchy fresh rucola. It's a bit soft. It's a bit soft, but we'll see how it is in the under the teeth, I guess. A lot of extra much crunchy bacon in a fluffy brioche bun, and it's for true kings. And we've got the yogurt pepper sauce, and that apparently makes for the perfect spiciness. We've got some fine spices like oregano and thyme, lime juice, laurel, and a whiff of garlic. Yeah, well, okay. It's a burger for the true burger gourmets. It seems, at least that's what they say it is. It is looking different from the usual Burger King burger. It does smell different from the regular fast food burger too. It does have a smell. It smells more of roasted onions than anything else. Yeah, not a strong scent apart from that, which is interesting. So are we going to take a bite first, or are we going to dissect it? Let's take a bite first. So this is how we have received it, so I will bite into it from this side too. It is nice and fluffy, very thick brioche bun. There's meat on it, yeah. Not very crunchy, the bacon though. The rucola, I do taste the rucola now. I love rucola, but it doesn't feel. It's a bit crunchy, I guess, but not as crunchy as I want rucola to be. I mean, they're not picking it out of their garden, like I sometimes like to do. Not my garden, my parents' garden. I will never be able to afford an own proper garden, I think. First impression is okay. Very little in the sauce department though, and that's surprising. Usually, like Burger King does well with the sauce. No sauce on this first bite. Now let us play around with the carton here a little bit and take the blade to it. Oh, there we go. Here we see some of the meat now. That's good. And let's take the Victorinox knife, slice it through here, and see what it is in the cross section. See what it is like in the cross section. I really like to do this cross section with these fast food sandwiches. It's always nice to have a proper look at these. So there we go. Now we see a couple of things we didn't really see before. We have got roasted onions. Then we've got tomatoes, a tomato slice, some bacon here. Got the meat patty. This is, I guess, the yogurt pepper sauce. Then we have some cheese, or the excuse of cheese, and that really seems to be it already on the bottom. Yeah, that's just the pepper yogurt sauce. Roasted onions, yeah, all that good stuff. I mean, it looks alright. It does look alright. let us taste all the individual ingredients all by themselves. I want to have a proper bite at this one though, so we're going to debun this one here now. Roasted onions, all by themselves. Yeah, nothing exciting here. Not too crunchy they are, not at all. Let's take a look at the rucola. How crunchy is that? Yeah, more crunchy than it feels under the fingers. Oh, I mean, I love that flavor of rucola. It's like the best lettuce ever. Is it lettuce? I don't know. The bacon is okay too. Yeah. The rucola really gives me that Mediterranean vibe. I always loved these sandwiches you get from Autogrill, or used to get from Autogrill, when we were on these vacations. When my sister and I were kids, we would go on vacation to Italy with the car and the caravan, and we'd sometimes have these sandwiches in the Autogrill, which is like a roadside truck stop restaurant. You can have a cafe, you've got like proper food, everything. A lot better than here in Germany, I think. And they would have like rucola on every second sandwich they had. And I love it. Absolutely love it. Loved it back then. Love it now. I probably will love rucola forever. Tomato is a bit boring. Not the freshest of tomatoes. The cheese, or the stuff they call cheese, that's, I guess, the stuff they call cheese, eh? No, can't really say much about it. Although it does seem to be a bit different than the regular stuff. Now the sauce, we're going for a taste test of the sauce with the proper taste test instrument, the fingers always. Oh yeah. Yeah, you really do taste the pepper. Oh, that's nice. Reminds me of a cream cheese ring, that pepper cream cheese ring from Aldi. Love that stuff. No, that's alright. That's alright. Now let's try to taste the meat all by itself. We have to get this into the frame. Then we are going to take a bit off here. Then we try to sort of peel off the cheese. Wasn't really all that successful, but let's go for a taste test of this one. It's a bit dry. Yeah, it is a bit dry. More sauce would be nice. With the sauce. And some rucola and cheese on the bottom. Yeah, that's okay. With all the other stuff on it, it's okay. Now let's put this all back. Very appetizing. Man, people love to eat with me. Oh, that looks good. Good God. All the individual ingredients, all by themselves, do taste alright. So I'm going for this half, the rest of it, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, one half is consumed. Let's go for the second one. I can say that this does have some heft. I've eaten just half of this, and I'm already feeling a sensation of being not like filled up, but I feel something that is different from the regular. Sorry, that was my phone. From the regular fast food experience, where you eat something and 2 minutes later you're hungry again. At least I had that for the longest time, and I still have with many items that I do get from McDonald's. Oh, good God. I'm gonna put this on, not vibration, on completely silent. Yeah, this one here, it's got some heft to it, yeah, definitely. Something that I would want to see though is more juice in the meat. The meat does feel a bit too dry for my liking, that's for sure. I mean, for $8.79 it should be a bit juicier. Didn't they advertise it as juicy? I think they did, and don't remember. I can look it up and I'll forget again. But so far, so good. It's alright. I do love rucola, but I've said that already. The meat, aside from the slight lack of juiciness, is alright. And in conjunction with all the other flavors, I think they've done something that is definitely acceptable here. It doesn't, as of right now, it doesn't touch the Burger King Steakhouse that I had 1-2 videos ago. But this all by itself still is okay. But then again, it's a premium sandwich, €8.79 for this. Yeah, I'm going to finish this off now fully, and I will see you with the review sheet in just a second. The consumption process is complete and we are ready to rate this with the review sheet. First impression wise, I give 0.5 out of 1 available point. The reason for that is not the looks of it, but it is the smell of it and the overall state that it was in. Now the bun was fine, everything else looked okay, I guess, but it wasn't nice and warm anymore. It was a bit cold, and it's not cold outside at the moment. In fact, I just took out the inner liner of my motorcycle jacket just this day, a couple of hours, I shall not leave out half of the words that I should say. This day, a couple of hours before I actually went to Burger King. But this wasn't as warm as it should have been. Maybe it was because they were a bit slow. I mean, they probably weren't slow. It was rush hour, Friday evening, 7 p.m. A lot of people there. All the stuff that they can get is there. Still though, for a sandwich that costs €8.79, I think it should be a bit fresh in feeling at least, and also that. The only thing that I could really... I couldn't really smell like a meaty scent or anything like that. No, it smelled of roasted onions, that was it. That was also a bit disappointing. Therefore, I can't really give more than... I mean, I cannot give a full rating in that regard with that sort of stuff in any way, shape or form. I think 0.5 to 0.75 is appropriate here. Color-wise, I give 1 out of 1 available point because all the individual ingredients were okay, maybe except for the tomato. Those were a bit... well, those slices were a bit pale. But the rest was looking fine, therefore still 1 out of 1 available point. Consistency and texture-wise, I give 1.5 out of 2 available points because, well, it was fine overall. Some ingredients weren't as crunchy as advertised, and, well, the meat was the big thing for me. It wasn't as juicy as you would hope for the King's beef sandwich from Burger King. I expected a bit more from them in this regard, and therefore, yeah, 1.5 out of 2 is appropriate, and I could probably deduct a whole point here. I'm not going to. 1.5 out of 2 is the way it's going to be at. Taste-wise, I give 4 out of 5 available points. Overall, I think it was a decent tasting sandwich. All the individual ingredients did taste good. I love the rucola, but I said that already, not just once. But the rest was tasting fine too. The meat itself, flavor-wise, that was really good. I don't have anything to complain about in that regard. It was just like the cheese that could have been better. And a sauce that was tasting good, but overall, this felt like a sort of burger mass, other than having like a rich, like almost picture of flavors playing together, playing a song almost. I think it's not quite 5 out of 5. I think 4 out of 5 is still decent. Overall, I did like it, but it's not a 5 out of 5. Thematisation wise, I give 0.5 out of 1 available point, mainly because the King's beef should be a true King's beef for that burger gourmet, they said. I mean, it should be more juicy, I think. It was a bit too dry. It reminded me more of a McDonald's patty than a Burger King patty. Something that I did like though is that this entire thing at this price does fill me up to some degree. It does have a certain mass to it, and it does sit in the belly quite well. Overall, yeah, decent experience when eating this. You feel saturated to a degree. It's not just the regular McDonald's sandwich that you get where you feel hungry like a couple of minutes after you've eaten it. This one here is different. Definitely. But still, that beef should be more juicy, and therefore I give 0.5 out of 1 available point here. In total, we therefore have a 7.5 out of 10 for the Burger King King's Beef Sandwich. €8.79 for this. I mean, for a sandwich, that's a not a low price, let's say it like that. But something that I can say is that this is more than just a regular burger. I, for myself, don't need fries as a side with this. I can go with some water, because overall I think this doesn't taste cheap in any way, shape or form. It tastes like a decent burger, and while the individual ingredients didn't really, in some cases, didn't live up to what they should have been, in my opinion, I still think that this overall is a decent sandwich, and I must say that I appreciate it. It's not where the steakhouse was, the Burger King steakhouse. I did like the McCrispy from McDonald's last week better, or more, I should say. But as a sandwich, what they were going for, I think this is all right, and it does fill you up to some degree, and that's a nice thing about a standalone sandwich like this one here. Yeah, I would suggest ordering this just by itself. The fries are just, they would distract from the picture, I think. Yeah, overall, I'm pleased with this. Yeah, the rating sounds maybe a bit more harsh than it should. But yeah, I have reasons to not give more than 7.5 points here, and I think I've made that clear. On this, I think it is now finally time to end this particular video. If you've got a question or a video suggestion, leave it in the comment section down below. And if you want to see more videos just like this one, feel free to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'm going to see you soon. Until then.